to Inside the Queen's English, and today our episode is quite fun, and we're naming it Gay Basics One-on-One, with a highlight on labels that are commonly used in the gay male community to identify each other. We're calling it What's My Gay Type? I would like to introduce to you the one, the only, Stephen Michael Mooney.
Hey.
Hi, Stephen.
Hey, my love.
Thank you for hanging out with us today and being our teacher and teaching us Gay Basics One-on-One.
Got to teach the children.
But before we get started and dive into that, can you just introduce yourself? Who are you? Where are you?
I'm Stephen, as Chloe said, 31-ish, 2-year-old gay man, living in New York City, but currently living in Connecticut because the world is shut down, living my gay life.
This is how we're going to handle this episode, is that literally I'm going to be the student, right? So you are teaching me, gay basics one-on-one, right? Teacher, I have a question.
Talk to me, girl.
What?
Can you imagine if a teacher said, talk to me, girl?
What? You're the cool teacher. What is a top? What is a bottom? What is verse?
A top, bottom, and verse refers to your sexual penetrative positions. Penetrative? We'll go with it. Positions. So if you're a top, it's not necessarily, well, I think we're going deep, but a top, essentially, its skin surface refers to if you are the penetrative partner. If you want to put your dick inside someone, you're the top. If you want to be receptive, you're bottom, and if you're verse, you like it both ways. I think people equate being a bottom to being passive or a top to being aggressive, and I think
that's a misconception, right?
I think so. I think it's what's interesting is in Spanish, I think if you say you're pasivo, I think it means you're a bottom, and I think you could be like a real aggressive, like power bottom.
Can you tell us what a power bottom is?
It's someone who A, loves to bottom, and B is like, they're an authority on it. They're like, I bottom, I am the bottom, I can bottom, I will bottom, nobody will do it better than me.
So would you share with us your preference?
Yeah, I'm verse.
Okay.
I think it really depends on who I'm with, because sometimes you look at someone and you're like, ooh, I want that, and I want that in me, and sometimes you're like, I want to take that. And I don't know that I've ever had an urge to only be one way.
I have a question.
Yes, my dear.
If you are verse, can you walk us through the preparation that you go through if you are a bottom, or is there even preparation if you are a top?
There are so many funny memes about this. Comparing tops and bottoms in preparation. When it boils down to it, I don't think tops really have much preparation except bringing a condom or no condom and being ready to go and being able to get your dick hard. I think for a bottom, I think there's a whole bunch of prep, and I think some of it is mental prep and some of it's physical prep. I think a lot of people like to douche because they get embarrassed. You have to curb your diet for the day so you're not eating things that are contributing to what could be a messy romp.
So, and also, what about lube? Is that important? Is it not important?
It's a preference thing, but I think it is very important because a little lube never hurt nobody, or a lot. I think a lot of lube definitely won't hurt somebody, but no lube really can hurt somebody. So I think lube up, baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, water versus silicone. Don't use an oil-based lube. Use a silicone-based lube. It makes your skin soft. It stains your sheets. Lay a towel down.
Lay a towel down. I have a question.
Yeah.
What are the popular gay dating apps? And is there a top 3 that I should, well, not I, but a gay man should be surfing to find a potential lifetime partner or just a fuck buddy?
It's all inclusive, meaning that anyone who's gay can be on there. I put quotes around it because I think gay culture is incredibly segregated and doesn't allow, right?
We should speak on this. We should speak on this. Let's continue talking about the dating apps, and we will get back to that.
But I would say, well, number one is Grindr, and I think Grindr is the one that started it all. I don't know that Grindr is necessarily the most popular anymore, but Grindr is, anyone in the pool. It's distance-based, and there's always a new update, but essentially it's distance-based. The next one that's most popular is Scruff, which refers to guys who have an affinity for hair. So body hair, facial hair. I mean, it's right in the name, it's Scruff. And then there's new ones now. There's one called Sniffies, which is, I think it's Sniffies because you're like sniffing out who's around, you don't have a sniffing fetish. And it's a map base, so you can like see where you are on the map and then like scroll the map and see like this guy's literally right here on the map.
Cruising. What's cruising? Mm-hmm.
Cruising is, cruising is probably different now in 2020 than it was in like the 70s.
But let's talk about its origin.
In the 70s, when cruising was at its peak, is you're essentially walking down the street, you look at a guy, you're cruising him, and then you guys pull off into the park together, into a hotel bathroom together, into, all sorts of places, and you engage in public anonymous sex, and then you guys go on your way again. Cruising now, I guess it still happens, but in the 70s, there was no Grindr. There was no other way to do it except to like make eye contact with a guy and like hope he makes eye contact back. Now it's like... So it's like
it was a skill, actually, right? Like...
Totally. I think now it's probably like a lot of the fun is taken out of it because you can like, you're using Instacart on your phone and like deciding what you want to buy first, and then
right. So you're cruising, but you're cruising through the app instead of cruising, face to face. Can we actually go back to what you were saying? Body labels, otter, cub, bear, twink, twunk, wolf. These labels are particularly used, of course, in the gay male community, but in the white gay male community. I'm not saying other non-whites, don't use these terms, but it originated in the white gay community. Can you talk to me more about Grindr? That it's not as representative to what the gay and queer LGBTQIA plus community.
I think the gay male community has a bit of an identity crisis. I think that we fight for equality and we fight for inclusiveness and for representation. And that's like the public face of being gay. If you're gay, you must be inclusive. And I think in reality, I think gay culture is incredibly segregated. It was on no femmes, no fats, no Asians.
But you can have that under your profile.
1000%, and it's there all the time. That people are like, they only want someone who has abs. They don't want a feminine guy. They only want a white man. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think no femmes, no fats, no Asians. Often
and also no blacks.
Kimchi.
No
oh
blacks.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. I say Asians.
No blacks, no Asians.
Kimchi on Drag Race was a drag queen who, really put that out there on national TV, saying like, this is what people say, and Kimchi is Asian, and that's why I say no femmes, no fats, no Asians. It 100% applies to any person of color.
Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts of how you feel about the segregation, and coming from you being a white gay man, for you to see that type of segregation and inequality when the fight is for equality. Pride is about equality and justice and being respected, who you are, how you identify, your sexual orientation. What does that fight look like now? And is it still happening?
I think, if our flag is going to be a rainbow flag because we're, representing all colors, that I think that, black and brown are colors too. And we should be fighting for their, pride of being black and safe as well.
I want to get into the culture though, because at the end of the day,
it's the culture, babe.
The Queen's English is about, capturing the terms of the larger LGBTQIA plus community. And within that community, there are sub-communities, whether they be the white gay male community, Black gay male community, Black lesbian community, bisexual community. It goes on and on and on. The purpose is for it to be inclusive. That is what the Queen's English was made, right? So it is important to house all these words so that way we can all open this book and we see representation. So it's important for me to make sure that, I'm highlighting these terms and how these terms navigate people's lives. And sure. I learned a lot about body labels from you, you know what I mean? And I think you're wonderful, and I would love for you to guide us through
let's talk about them.
The body labels and have some fun with those.
All right, so the first term would be bear, which is a noun, and it's a gay, bisexual, or queer male who has a large, stocky body with visible body hair resembling a bear. Yeah, I would think that, like, Jack Black would be a bear, or... Yeah, big and burly. I would say, like, Beluto from Popeye would be, like, a bear. He's animated and not real, but, like, he's a bear.
Okay. Awesome. You want to go to the next one?
Yeah. I think the next one on the list would be cub, which the definition being a young bisexual or queer male with a large or stocky body and visible body hair. So a bear, but, like, a younger version.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think of a bear as, like, as a cub maybe has, like, a little less hair or a little less
younger.
Yeah, essentially like the dial turned down on a bear. So, like, Seth Rogen is a bear, then, like, Jonah Hill would be a cub.
Okay.
I think to be a bear, to be a cub, it refers to your size, but it refers to being hirsute. Yeah, an otter, which is a noun, is a body label for a gay, bisexual, or queer male who has excessive amounts of body hair and has a lean body type. I can name plenty of people in porn who are...
I mean, we can go there. Why not?
But I grew up with a boy who I can't use his real name anymore, but he goes by... we did shows together, and now he is a porn star, and he goes by the deviant Otter. And he's my age. He's got abs, and he's his chest is covered in hair, and he is like the perfect definition of an otter.
So it's more it's an athletic build, right? But
right, athletic build with hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Lean, muscular body hair. But a wolf is a body label for gay, bisexual, or queer male who is lean, muscular, with an average amount of body hair. And these men are typically sexually aggressive. And I think of a wolf as a little bit older.
Maybe I think of older version of the otter.
Exactly, that's what I think of. Twink, which is a body label for a gay, bisexual, or queer male who has a youthful appearance and a small body frame, also has very little to no facial hair. And I would extend that to say very little to no body hair. The twinks are the ones who, like, walk around, no hair, holding a pumpkin spice latte. Who's grown up to be a twunk, which is a body label for a gay, bisexual, queer male with a small, muscular body frame. And I think of it as, like, a twink with muscles.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The gym bunny, but it's a sculpted gay, bisexual, or queer male who spends excessive amounts of time in the gym or working out. The terms muscle Mary or gym rat can also be used. So it's someone who's just is always at the gym and their life is gym culture. And, like, I don't use a label to identify myself. Because I hate these labels. These labels make me uncomfortable, and I think there's probably some shame in, like, wanting to be one thing and, like, feeling like I look like another thing.
It's everyone's personal labels and preference that they give themselves. Like, we don't have a right to give it to anyone else.
Totally. Unless
they've assigned that label to them. You know what I mean?
I think that I'm probably in the, like, cub category, whether or not I want to be there or not.
I appreciate you joining us today and being such a wonderful teacher and giving us the Gay Basics 101 and signing out. Happy Pride. Love.
Happy Pride, babe.
Love is love is love is love.
I can't wait to celebrate together.
I can't wait to.